Well, at 8:40 a.m., we continue with the broadcast this morning, and we are now going across to the land of Al-Quds to Palestine. And we are now focusing on last night. We've seen right across many parts around the world, Shab-e-Barat was observed. And just to find out what was the experience like in Jerusalem and also Masjid al-Aqsa. So we're joined now by our guest this morning, Dr. Mustafa Abu Sway, who is Deputy Head of Islamic Waqf and Teaching at Jerusalem University. Dr. Mustafa, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Alaikum assalam.
Yes, Dr. Mustafa, we are battling a bit. The line doesn't seem clear. If you could possibly just move around. We welcome you to the show. Yes, we are having a problem getting in touch with Dr. Mustafa, and obviously there are communication issues. So we're going to try and get him on another line. Now, the key issue here is the 15th of Shaban, which signals 2 weeks to the month of Ramadan. And looking at the people of Jerusalem, obviously preparing for the month of Ramadan. And we've seen in the past Ramadan, in fact, last year as well, the brutality of the Zionist entity in Masjid al-Aqsa perpetrated. And this has been a problem for a number of years, where we know that many people will be converging into Masjid al-Aqsa this time around again from right across the entire world. The itikaf in Masjid al-Aqsa that they will be undertaking, and the key issue here is with an extreme right-wing government, and it's actually just getting to a stage where it's getting worse. And we've seen throughout the year, from the last Ramadan until now, we've seen a number of invasions that have been made and accompanied by a brutality of the Zionist security forces, accompanied by politicians, the settlers, and once again, the situation in Jerusalem at this point in time hasn't been good for the people of Palestine. We've also seen in and around Jerusalem, we've seen all the invasions that have taken place. We've seen a lot of killing, and also in other parts around Palestine. Last week we saw we covered the killings that had taken place in the West Bank area. Gaza still remains under siege. So from one Ramadan to the next Ramadan, it does appear as if nothing has changed for the people of Palestine, and the situation is actually getting worse as time progresses. And we've just seen Dr. Mustafa saying that we need to call him after about a minute so that we can get him on a better line. So for now, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back, and hopefully we will be joined by the Deputy Head of Islamic Waqf and Teaching at the Jerusalem University, Dr. Mustafa Abu Sway.
After 11 years, Syria remains the world's largest refugee crisis.
We didn't flee from Assad just to come and die here.
More than 6.8 million Syrians have been forced to flee their country since 2011.
All of my country destroyed now, and I fear about my children.
And another 6.9 million remain internally displaced.
Our condition is very bad. We have no proper tents, nor a proper living. I have 10 children and we do not get any aid.
The vast majority, approximately 5.2 million refugees, have found refuge in neighboring countries such as Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan. Penny Appeal South Africa has been distributing hot meals and food parcels to food insecure families and provided mobile housing to those in need. Your donation, no matter how small, can make a big difference. Visit our website www.pennyappeal.org.za or call us on 031 110 0573. Penny Appeal South Africa. Small change, big difference.
With so many investment options today, it's only natural that you might feel a little confused which route to take. Should I buy shares or should I invest in gold bullion? Randery Jewelers now brings you the Zahab coin, an alternative to the Kruger Rand. The Zahab coin, a solid wealth protector in its purest form of 24-karat gold, is the safest way to protect your wealth. So don't just sit there and watch your paper money depreciate. Change to gold. Call Randery Jewelers now at 031 202 4701 or visit www.rjcoin.co.za, situated at 151 Essenwood Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust. Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Well, at 8:46 a.m., hopefully we have got Dr. Mustafa Abu Sway with us on a better line. Dr. Mustafa, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, we are on a much better line now, Dr. Mustafa. Last night we saw the Shab-e-Barat, which is the 15th of Shaban, which was observed in many parts around the world, and also signals 2 weeks to this glorious and this noble month of Ramadan. And looking at Jerusalem, look at Masjid al-Aqsa, we know from the last Ramadan until this Ramadan, we've seen so much take place, and also, Al-Aqsa still remains under siege by this brutal Zionist occupier.
Yes, basically, if we speak about Al-Aqsa Mosque, it's part of East Jerusalem, it's part of the West Bank, and it has been in occupation since 1967. And the restrictions on movement in a serious way, they have been in place since 1994. And Palestinians from the West Bank, both Muslims and Christians, and from the Gaza Strip, do not have free access. There's a system of permits, as you will know. Those who are elderly, they might be able to come to Al-Aqsa Mosque, but in general, the younger generation, they don't. They cannot come. And we have now people who became 20, 30 years old, and they have never been at Al-Aqsa Mosque, though they live only a few miles, few kilometers away. The events that took place a couple of years ago, they began at Damascus Gate. As usual, Palestinian youngsters, after breaking fast, they gathered around Damascus Gate simply to have good time. And the Israeli mounted police attacked them. The Israeli NGO called Ir Amim, in its first report on these events, they said that the attacks were unprovoked, meaning that those youngsters did nothing. And of course, Al-Aqsa Mosque, we have restrictions on entry, and we have restrictions on maintenance. We have challenges to the historical status quo.
Yes, Dr. Mustafa, but also,
Yes.
Dr. Mustafa, last night being the 15th of Shaban, which is basically 2 weeks away now from the month of Ramadan. And I'm sure that, the preparations for the month of Ramadan in Masjid al-Aqsa are underway. But it is obviously very, very difficult under the circumstances to prepare for the month of Ramadan, considering what we see is every Ramadan was out fail, like we've seen at last Ramadan as well. The occupying forces, the security, and also politicians that have been promoting the type of violence that we see in Masjid al-Aqsa of late.
The preparations are going underway. Usually, if the Israeli police refuse to allow the Waqf for some time, otherwise they would, under pressure, they will relent and they will allow the Waqf. not the major projects. Though we have many major projects, as we call them, the King Abdullah, the second projects, though they are not allowing us. For example, we have carpet to replace the carpet at Al-Aqsa Mosque. They are ready in Amman, Jordan, for the last few months, and the Israeli authorities do not allow the Waqf to bring them in.
Yes.
Needless to say that yes.
Yes, in fact, it's interesting as you speak about the work because, you are tasked with the responsibility of taking care of Masjid al-Aqsa. You speak about the maintenance and also at the same time, expecting many people from around the world who will be coming during the month of Ramadan to perform the itikaf in Masjid al-Aqsa. And we know that the Palestinians have been very, very welcoming of people who come from right across the entire world to Masjid al-Aqsa. And this also sometimes it presents a challenge because, without, like you mentioned, without the necessary maintenance that is taking place, you'd like to welcome these people so that they can come and enjoy a peaceful and a wonderful Ramadan in Masjid al-Aqsa when they are performing the itikaf.
Our brothers and sisters who come from overseas, usually they have no restriction coming in, to the mosque, and many spend the past 10 days at the Arwani. They have itikaf. We have enough services. In fact, the Waqf is arranging even for iftar, for suhoor. At one point, the Waqf prepared a massive toilets immediately outside the Bab al-Ghawanmi, the Ghawanmi gate, but the Israeli authorities confiscated the keys after the Waqf has prepared all these toilets. But what we have in place is enough, inshallah, and we will try to accommodate all our visitors.
Well, inshallah, and we trust and hope that, thousands upon thousands of people come out during the month of Ramadan, to come to Masjid al-Aqsa, but also at the same time, the solidarity that they show with the people of Palestine, Dr. Mustafa.
Of course, we need this solidarity, and when they come to Jerusalem, we have several positive things happening. First of all, they are supporting the Palestinian economy. They fill these hotels in East Jerusalem surrounding Al-Aqsa Mosque, surrounding the old city. Usually on the northern part of the walls of the old city, there are several hotels that are known even to our brothers and sisters from South Africa. And what happens, those brothers and sisters, of course, they are doing their ibadah, they are worshipping, spiritually is uplifting. And when they go home after their visit, they become ambassadors of goodwill on behalf of Al-Aqsa Mosque, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, we certainly will follow developments, Dr. Mustafa, and also right in the build up to the month of Ramadan. But for now, Jazakallah for taking time out and talking to us here on Salam Media this morning. Our du'as are with you. Our du'as will continue with the people of Palestine, inshallah, and more importantly, for the freedom of Palestine, inshallah.
Inshallah, Jazakumullah khair, and we'll keep you in your da'at too, inshallah.
Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Barakatuh, ma'as-salam.
Dr. Mustafa Abu Sway with us this morning, just providing us with an update on Shab-e-Barat and also in the build-up to the month of Ramadan. The time is just gone 6 minutes to 9. We're going to go for a break. We come back and we will be focusing on International Women's Day.